What is the single biggest reason why startups succeed? Is it a brilliant, world-changing idea? Is it an unstoppable team that can execute flawlessly? Or is it deep-pocketed investors who provide an endless runway of cash? For decades, founders, investors, and innovators have debated this very question. We have all heard the stories of genius founders who sketched an idea on a napkin that became a billion-dollar empire. We have also heard the cautionary tales of incredible ideas that simply fizzled out, leaving everyone wondering what went wrong. The journey of a startup is often seen as a mysterious blend of art and science, a high-stakes game where the rules are constantly changing and the odds are stacked against you. Bill Gross, a lifelong entrepreneur and founder of the startup incubator Idealab, was obsessed with this question. Having launched over 100 companies himself, he had experienced the dizzying highs of massive success and the crushing lows of failure. As he explains in his now famous TED Talk, he believed that the startup organization is one of the greatest forms to make the world a better place. But if that is true, he asked, why do so many fail? This simple yet profound question sent him on a quest for answers, a quest to decode the DNA of startup success. Gross decided to move beyond gut feelings and personal anecdotes. He wanted to be systematic. He wanted data. He gathered information on hundreds of companies, including 100 from his own incubator, Idealab, and another 100 from outside of it. This diverse group included legendary successes like Airbnb, Instagram, Uber, as well as notorious failures like Webvan and Pets.com. It was a mission to unlock one of the most important secrets in the business world. For every founder pouring their life savings into a new venture, understanding this secret could be the difference between breakthrough success and heartbreaking failure. What he discovered was both a surprise and a revelation, a single factor that stood head and shoulders above the rest as the ultimate predictor of a startup's destiny. To conduct his analysis, Bill Gross identified 5 key factors that are commonly believed to contribute to a company's success or failure. The first, and perhaps the most celebrated, is the idea. This is the aha moment, the unique insight or the novel solution to a problem. The second factor he examined was the team and its execution. An idea, no matter how brilliant, is worthless without a team that can bring it to life. As the legendary boxer Mike Tyson once said, "Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face." Gross realized this perfectly describes the reality of a startup. Next, he looked at the business model. This is the blueprint for how a company will create value, deliver value, and capture value. Finally, Gross analyzed the last 2 factors: funding, which is the lifeblood that allows a company to grow, and the last factor was timing. This refers to whether the world is truly ready for the startup's offering. After meticulously scoring 200 different companies across these 5 dimensions, Bill Gross compiled the data to see which factor consistently correlated most with success. The results were not what he expected. They were not what most people in the startup world would have predicted. Instead, the results pointed to a clear and undeniable winner. One factor accounted for a staggering 42% of the difference between success and failure across all the companies he studied. The single biggest reason why startups succeed, Gross concluded, is timing. The team and execution came in as the second most important factor. But what truly stunned Gross was that the idea itself ranked third. The last 2 factors, business model and funding, ranked at the bottom. This might seem counterintuitive, but Gross provided a compelling explanation. A company can start without a clear business model and figure it out later if customers are genuinely clamoring for its product. Similarly, if a startup is gaining real traction, funding often becomes much easier to secure. This insight is revolutionary. It suggests that the most important job of a founder is not just to have a great idea, but to be a great observer of the present moment. Are customers truly ready for what you have to offer? This is the question that lies at the heart of startup success. The analysis of Airbnb perfectly illustrated the power of timing. Investors famously passed on the idea. Renting a room to a stranger seemed absurd and unsafe. But Airbnb launched in August 2008, right at the peak of the Great Recession. People were desperate for extra income. Travelers needed cheaper accommodation. Economic pressure created an opening. Objections were overcome. The timing created a perfect, symbiotic relationship between hosts needing money and guests saving money. The same principle applied to Uber. Great UX and a disruptive model. But timing mattered. Uber launched in 2009 and tapped the same economic forces as Airbnb. Many car owners wanted flexible ways to earn money. A ready driver supply. But the other, equally critical element was technological readiness. The convergence of economic need and tech readiness created a perfect storm Uber could ride. Perhaps no example illustrates the brutal reality of timing better than the comparison between Z.com, an Idealab company launched in 1999, and YouTube. The fatal flaw was its timing. In 1999, broadband penetration was too low. Watching video required installing special codecs and enduring endless buffering. The company shut down in 2003. Just 2 years later, when the codec problem was solved by Adobe Flash and broadband penetration crossed 50%, YouTube was perfectly timed. The idea was not radically different, but the world was finally ready for it. The dot-com bubble of the late 1990s is a graveyard of ambitious ideas that arrive before their time. And two of the most infamous cautionary tales are Webvan and Cosmo.com. Webvan was an incredibly audacious venture. The idea was to allow customers to order groceries online and have them delivered. The company raised nearly $1 billion. However, Webvan declared bankruptcy in 2001. The problem wasn't the idea. The fatal flaw was, once again, timing. Today, services like Instacart have proven that online grocery delivery is a multi-billion-dollar market. But in 1999, the logistical costs were too high and not enough people were comfortable making significant purchases online. A similar story played out with Cosmo.com. Its promise was even more ambitious: 1-hour delivery of convenience items with no delivery fee. The idea tapped into a desire for instant gratification, now served by companies like DoorDash. Yet, Cosmo also went bust in 2001. Both Webvan and Cosmo were selling a future that was technologically possible, but culturally and economically premature. They had to spend enormous sums trying to educate and change consumer habits from scratch, a monumentally expensive task. By the time today's successful delivery services launched, a decade of e-commerce had already done the heavy lifting of training the market. The timing was right because the path had been paved. Understanding that timing is the single most critical factor fundamentally changes the primary job of a founder. Your role is not just to be a visionary. You must first and foremost be a market scientist. Shift focus from perfecting your idea in isolation to observing and testing the world's readiness for it. Fall in love with the problem, not your solution. When you're in love with the problem, you can explore solutions and assess timing. This detachment lets you follow the evidence. Design small, fast, inexpensive experiments to validate one thing: market readiness. The customer interview is the market scientist's fundamental tool. These are not sales pitches. The goal is not to convince, it's to listen. Ask about past behavior, not future predictions. Would you use this? Is a flawed question. Instead, ask, walk me through the last time you encountered this problem. Probe for hacks and workarounds. If they've cobbled together a clunky system, it's a strong signal. They invested time and energy. An imperfect solution equals demand. Test readiness by introducing cost, money, time, or effort. A verbal yes is easy, but a real commitment of time or money is a true readiness signal. Interviewer can ask, would you commit to a 30-minute onboarding call next week? Another powerful test is the landing page. Create a simple web page that describes your product as if it already exists, with a prominent call to action. Request early access. Drive a small amount of targeted traffic to the page with social media ads. The cost can be minimal, often just a few $100s. Don't aim to launch. Measure one number: conversion rate. What percentage of viewers take action? This one metric tells you more about timing than 100 pages of research. The data from your tests will lead to a critical juncture, the moment you must decide whether to pivot or to persevere. Making the right call requires intellectual honesty and a complete lack of ego. The principle of timing is timeless, but the waves of opportunity are always changing. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence is perhaps the most significant force today. However, this also creates the risk of many ZCOM moments. Consider the metaverse. A founder in this space must be brutally honest. Are you building for today or for 5 to 10 years from now? Beyond AI, other major shifts are creating timing opportunities. The global push toward decarbonization, the revolution in biotechnology. The timing is right for a new generation of ventures in these fields. The lesson from Bill Gross's study remains the ultimate guide. Your job is not only to imagine a better future, but to build a bridge from the present to that future. As we close, we return to Bill Gross's core message. The most important thing for any founder is to be brutally honest with themselves about whether consumers are truly ready for what they offer. Passion fuels innovation, but it also creates a dangerous blind spot. It's easy to see signs of readiness where none exist. Honesty saves you from pushing a boulder up a hill only to watch it roll back. By understanding the supreme importance of timing, we can dramatically shift the odds in our favor. We can focus our energy, our creativity, and our capital on opportunities that are ripe for change. The biggest breakthroughs happen when a prepared team meets a prepared moment. The goal is to be not just a builder of the future, but a timely builder of the future. I hope these insights from Bill Gross's incredible study have been as illuminating for you as they have been for us. If you found this video valuable, please take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content designed to help you build the future. By doing so, you help us reach more innovators and founders just like you. We appreciate your support. Now go out there, find your wave, and build something great.